Being a businesswoman and the creator, executive producer, and star of the reality television show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kris Jenner surely knows how to make money. It is also obvious that she adores her family and enjoys lavishing them with expensive gifts. And with a net worth of $190 million, the Kardashian Jenner family can expect plenty of gifts. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today in this video, we will look at the most expensive gifts that Kris Jenner bought for her family. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video to know how Kris spoils her family. Alabama's new shoes. Travis Barker's daughter, Alabama, is not a member of the Kardashian Jenner family legally yet, but she may as well be family at this point. She's been close to the family since her father started dating Kourtney Kardashian, and Kris may even consider Alabama to be one of her own. Kris also gave her a pair of white Bottega Veneta boots for her 16th birthday to demonstrate her love for Alabama. Kris is just the type of person who will casually spend $650 on a pair of boots. Gingerbread houses. Gingerbread houses are likely to be a Christmas tradition for many households. The Kardashian Jenners, on the other hand, take things to a whole new level. Kris makes colorful gingerbread houses with everyone's name on them every year for her children. Kris provided images of hers from Christmas 2020, and they appear to be rather luxurious, which they are. The houses are produced by hand in the Solvang bakery and would normally cost around $1,500 each. Caitlyn's glassware. You don't have to be a major fan of Keeping Up with the Kardashians to realize that Kris and Caitlyn's marriage had its ups and downs. Things were a little bumpy for a while, but things have improved recently. So it was comforting to see Kris gift Caitlyn with a costly glassware set for Christmas last year. The cost of the set is unknown, but we're talking about Kris Jenner here. Spending a lot of money on glassware isn't exactly out of character for her. Easter Party 2021. It goes without saying that the Kardashian Jenners have thrown some of the most memorable parties in history. And extravagant decorations, Easter egg hunts, and giant Easter bunnies aside, that's exactly the vibe we get when looking at the Easter party she threw for her grandkids in 2021. Kris even included some pretty impressive gift bags. We couldn't help but notice that the gift bags are practically bigger than True when Khloe took to Instagram to thank her mother for the event. Kris is opulent to say the least. True's Playhouse. Kris now has 10 grandchildren, with number 11 on the way. With such a large family, it's understandable that Kris would want to make sure that all of the grandchildren were lavishly treated. So, in true Kris Jenner form, she gave Khloe's kid True her very own backyard playhouse. True's playhouse looks better than most of our adult homes, and it may appear a little smaller to another Kardashian Jenner grandchild's, as Khloe revealed in a TikTok video. Free Botox for Christmas. Kardashian Jenners are in love with Botox, which makes this gift that defines them. Kris partnered up with Botox Cosmetics for a promotional campaign in December 2019 to convince customers to offer their 100 gift cards for beauty injectables to friends and family over the holiday season. Kris expressed her delight with her Botox treatment and expressed an interest in purchasing a Botox gift card for her mother. Corey's birthday party. Kris arranged a Dallas Cowboys-themed birthday party for her boyfriend Corey Gamble, who she has been dating since 2014. Corey celebrated his 39th birthday in November of 2019, and it seemed like a celebration we wish we could have been invited to. With all the balloons and decorations, personalized birthday cake, and other activities that come with a Kardashian Jenner party, we're sure it was expensive. Mason's Versace coat. Mason Disick may appear to be a regular youngster to some, but he's far from it, and a large part of it could simply be due to his upbringing. Also, most kids don't have a granny like Kris Jenner who will spend over $3,000 on a Versace garment just for the sake of it. While out with Kris, he looked gorgeous as he celebrated his 9th birthday. His coat costs more than most people's monthly mortgage payments. Chicago strollers. Kris was also renowned for being a big spender when it came to her children and grandchildren. So it's no surprise that when Chicago was born in 2018, Kris wasted no time and splurged on many Silver Cross strollers for her family, spending over $8,000. Although the price is huge, Kris Jenner is one of the celebs that owns the same strollers as Kate Middleton. Khloe's Prince. Khloe had a really generous Christmas season in 2016. We're sure it was intended for the entire family, but you get the idea. Despite the fact that it wasn't quite Christmas yet, Khloe took to Snapchat to show off some of her pre-Christmas gifts, one of which was a pair of 2 original Marilyn Monroe prints. The prints were signed by Bert Stern, the original photographer, to make the present even more special. Khloe's bracelets. Kris's presents to her children are always lavish, but sometimes they're more about the heart than the price tag, as she did when she gave Khloe 3 gold diamond bracelets. Robert Kardashian Sr., her late husband, originally gave it to her. Kris kept them for years until she was able to give them to Khloe when she gave birth to her first child, True. If you watched that episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, you know Khloe was going through a hard patch at the time. So seeing the family heirloom present was wonderful. Kylie's Birkin bag. Kylie has made a lot of money and enjoys spending it, which we can't fault her for. But her pricey bags were presents from her mother before she got to where she is now. Kris presented her youngest daughter with the Hermes Birkin bag in 2015. While we don't know the exact price of the bag, they normally start at about $10,000. Kylie may be able to afford a purse like that now without even thinking about it, but it's still a ridiculously high price to pay for a bag. Unless, of course, you're Kris Jenner. Stormi's Playhouse. Kylie loves to spoil her daughter Stormi, so it's safe to presume she does. She already has remarkable shoe, purse, and jewelry collections for a 3-year-old, but she also has her own 2-story house, which is the same house that True's Playhouse is based on. Ignore the fact that I'm typing this in a 1-bedroom apartment. Kris built the playhouse of her granddaughter's dreams, replete with an open floor plan, air conditioning, a kitchen, fireplace, and even a balcony. It's unclear how much the house cost, but given that Kourtney Kardashian's child's playhouse cost roughly $100,000, we'll go with that figure. Gift bag appliances. You'd think Kris would be tired of treating her family with the lavish Christmas Eve parties she hosts every year, on top of all the gifts she buys. But she also has to make sure that every guest leaves with something costly. Kim showed off some of the appliances her mother had given everyone in January of 2020, including several Dolce & Gabbana SMEG appliances that cost roughly $700 each. It's estimated that Kris spent more than $140,000 on appliances for Kim's video alone. Colorful electric cars. If you've ever watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians, you'll know that tiny gestures mean a lot to the Kardashian-Jenner family. And as witnessed on Kim Kardashian's Instagram stories last December, Kris made one of the most significant gestures of all time around Christmas 2021. Kris's complete family was surprised with mocha electric cars in a range of colors. According to Rancor, the base model of the car starts at around $20,000. But it's estimated that Kris paid over $25,000 per car, totaling close to $150,000 for the 6 cars she purchased for her children. Rob's bachelor pad. The Kar-Jenner children appear to place a high priority on their freedom. Fans of the show may recall Kris's children being overjoyed to have their own homes and begin their own jobs. Kris spent a remarkable $2.3 million to help Rob do this by purchasing a home for him, not far from the rest of his family. Most of us have our first taste of freedom in an apartment or something similar, but leave it to Kris to offer her children multi-million-dollar residences as their first home. Palm Springs home. Kris Jenner is no stranger to multi-million-dollar mansions. She's bought a few, and her children have as well. But the Kar-Jenner matriarch has a thing for pricey mansions, and her most recent purchase is a $12 million home in La Quinta, California, which is located in the Coachella Valley. Despite the fact that the house is hers, she frequently uses it as a holiday home for all of her children. The home, however, is the dictionary definition of serenity and quiet, with views of the mountains and a large backyard. That's all for today. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Also, let us know which gift surprised you more. Until next time!